Hey guys, John here.
And Tim.
And welcome to a very special booking video. I'm going to be doing the booking videos here. Tim, me going to do some top 10s in the future. Awesome, fun stuff, yes. This one is how I would book Wrestlemania 33. Now, I had to get this out early because if I didn't, Adam Blompier would do it. I'm from What Culture, and I'll be looking like a copycat. So let's make Adam look like the copycat of me. Ha ha ha. Now he'll probably upload this today and won't upload it until tomorrow, and everyone will be like, "You cheated!" Well, yeah. Sorry about that. So let's get into it. WrestleMania 33. This is looking like a dumpster fire of WrestleMania. Let's say how I would do it. How I would do WrestleMania 33 in Orlando.
That WWE are not gonna do.
That WWE are not going to do because they hate everyone. So, let's go. We'll start with the pre-show. The thing nobody watches except me when I'm in bed at night and watching WrestleMania because I hate myself. Up next is Sheamus versus Cesaro. The Swiss Superman versus Mr. Fella himself. How I put this, like, Sheamus attacks Cesaro after losing to the club at Fastlane. I know Enzo and Cass are facing the club at Fastlane, but I don't have room for them. Leave me alone.
Yeah.
So then they battle for a couple weeks until the US title match is announced between the three of them.
Yeah.
Whoever wins the match. And I would have Cesaro win the match because Cesaro, he needs this win. He needs it. Agreed?
Yeah.
Alright. Up next is the Club versus Enzo and Cass for the Raw Tag Team Championships. I would have sort of balance, like I'd have the one, like let's say for example I have here the Raw tag titles and the SmackDown Women's title on the pre-show, then I have the SmackDown tag titles and the Raw Women's title on the main card, just to balance it out.
That's fair enough.
So the club obtained a Fastlane due to shenanigans. They can also factor in like the Enzo and Cass thing, like they've retained all shenanigans over them. And Enzo and Cass beat the New Day on Raw, and maybe Sheamus and Cesaro as well, I don't know, to have the opportunity to face the club at WrestleMania. And maybe the club could factor in, oh, we won titles in Japan and all over the world when we came, and you guys, you never won the titles at NXT.
Yeah.
You're a lot worse than us. You shouldn't even be on our level. And it's going to be like, well, I'm a certified G and a bona fide stud, and you can't teach that, and shit like that. But Enzo and Cass win, because baby faces winning at WrestleMania, that's what usually happens, yes? Yes, good.
Yes.
Anyways, up next, I would have Alexa Bliss versus Mickie James versus Becky Lynch for the Women's Championship. I was really supposed to have Naomi this match, but now I don't think she's going to be at WrestleMania due to an injury. It might be it might be kayfabe, it might not be kayfabe. If she is back for WrestleMania, I'd have her in this match as well. We'll just leave it at that.
Right.
That's pretty much sport that she's not going to walk away with the title. But, you know, I would have her in the match. Or I would have her appear in some capacity. Maybe she could be on commentary for this match. I don't know. That's what I do, just to get her at WrestleMania. And have her do her glow entrance thing. But I have this pre-show at night as well. So it'd be a very late WrestleMania. But just have the entrances look a bit cool, because every entrance looks better at night, including like Bray Wyatt, Undertaker, Lesnar. Fun stuff.
Yeah.
So basically, as you know, Bliss is the current champion after beating Becky Lynch on SmackDown for the title due to shenanigans from Mickie James. If she didn't do that, and I'm a total idiot, I'll just add that in there as well. And Becky say, I want both of them at WrestleMania because fire and stuff. And then we'll be like, okay. Okie dokie, I mean, I could do that, but you'll probably get your ass handed to you, but okay. And in my universe, she does get her ass handed to her. I would not have Becky Lynch walk out champion. I would save that moment for SummerSlam.
Yeah.
And I would have Mickie James win.
Ooh. And
have her feud with Alexa Bliss over the next couple of months. So now we finally, 4 minutes into this, God's sake, I didn't think the P-show would be this long, get into the main card. I'll go in a bit more detail with all these matches. First match of the card, American Alpha versus the Usos. God, the tag team scene is a bit messed up if we have the Usos and Enzo and Cass, the challengers for the club at American Alpha.
Yes.
Take nothing away from those guys, just the tag team scene is a bit rubbish at the moment. I have to admit, especially on SmackDown.
Yeah.
And this is a continuing storyline in real life. Some storylines will be continued from real life. Some will be completely made up. Because, lol, I guess. Anyways, the Usos start to get more aggressive and attack American Alpha everywhere. And they win a fatal 4-way tag team elimination match. Teddy Long will be proud. Holla holla, player. And to face American Alpha at WrestleMania. Who can they fight with? Ascension, Vaudevillains, State and Rhino? God, the tag team scene is messed up. So, yeah, I would have American Alpha win. Because they deserve it. Up next, as you know, we always have a ladder match at WrestleMania, a multi-man ladder match, since that's fun. I'm going to give it to the Cruiserweights. Because ladders and flippy shit equals happy. We saw that at the TLC2 with the Hardys. And in this match, I would have Neville, Rich Swann, TJ Perkins, Jack Gallagher, Akira Tozawa, The Brian Kendrick, Cedric Alexander, Noam Dar, and Grand Metalik. I would give everyone certain, like, ideals to say why they should be in the match. Like, Perkins, Gallagher, Kendrick, and Swann could say, here, we deserve a title rematch because you screwed us out of the title, or they never got their rematch, or they barely got a rematch. Then maybe Tozawa, Metalik could say, here, we're new, we deserve a shot more than anyone. And Metalik could play up saying, he finished runner-up in the Cruiserweight Classic. Dog could say, here, I hate you because you left me in the tag match early weeks ago against Gallagher and Swann. And maybe Cedric Alexander could be there just for kicks. Because I think he could be good. He is a good wrestler. So, I would have Grand Metalik win that match and become the new Cruiserweight champion, since he is amazing. Maybe have him feud with Neville for a bit, and then maybe build up what I think could be an awesome match. Grand Metalik versus Akira Tozawa. The Master of the Ropes versus the guy who goes, ah, ah, ah. Now maybe a new manager for 205 Live. I would have a new general manager to make this match. That would be Mr. Dean Malenko. Interesting. If we can't get Dean Malenko, maybe someone like Shawn Michaels or something, since he was a small lad who got awesome. I don't know. I think it'd be cool. As we're moving back to SmackDown now with the Intercontinental Championship, I would have this as a fatal 5-way. I just realised I didn't put John Cena on the card. I'd have him do some cool stuff with The Rock or Stone Cold or something. Maybe Hulk Hogan or something. Maybe some guys come out to attack Hulk Hogan and Cena comes and helps him. That'd be cool, yeah. That's what I would have in between there. I just realised I forgot to put John Cena on the card. God, I'm a stupid idiot. Anyways, for this Intercontinental title, fatal 5-way, not 4-way, 5-way, up in the ante, I would have Dean Ambrose, the current champion, Dolph Ziggler, The Miz, Baron Corbin, and Mr. AJ Styles. I pretty much given away who's going to win. Anyways, like, Styles could lose to Harper and say, I've been relegated from, I've never got my title rematch, I deserve this Intercontinental title, and I need it now. Corbin, again, his sort of storyline attacking Ambrose, and maybe they could start a new feud between Ziggler and Miz. Maybe Ziggler say, maybe Miz is the face. I know Miz as a face didn't really work out in 2013. Maybe just have the Miz do what he normally do, and just Ziggler be a dick. Could work. And as I said, I would have AJ Styles walk away with the championship. Up next, I would have we're back to Raw. We have a triple threat match for the Canada Championship. I'll explain what it is now. I would have Chris Jericho, the current champion, versus Sami Zayn versus Braun Strowman. Fun. As with Jericho disbanded, Jericho defeats Zayn at Fastlane via a roll-up, like getting the tights. Jericho, I'd have him sort of do still as like a tweener sort of, like everyone likes him because he has the list and he's still getting to fight with Kevin Owens. But I would turn him heel by throwing away the United States Championship and creating the Canada Championship, because that should draw some heat. And then Sami Zayn could come out saying, look, I'm Canadian too, but you can't disrespect another country because USA, etc. That would be stupid if Sami Zayn got a USA chant going. it'd be like Benoit and Jericho getting against La Resistance back in for a tag match earlier in century. I don't know. But Braun Strowman then come out saying, "Puny men, I deserve a title because Braun," like it says in my entrance music, Braun. So then probably Mick Foley could come out and say, "Hey, you two can face Jericho. I don't care." I mean, do I even make decisions around here? I'm sort of just here because everyone likes Mick Foley. I don't know. I would replace Mick Foley, to be honest, after WrestleMania. Maybe with Kurt Angle, maybe with Triple H. I don't know. But anyways, I'd have Jericho win and start a feud between Jericho and Sami Zayn. And then again, culminate at SummerSlam. Why am I starting to make SummerSlam as the place where the babyfaces triumph over WrestleMania? I don't know. We're sticking with Raw now for the Raw Women's Championship. Charlotte the champion. Sorry, Bayley, but Charlotte's going to retain at Fastlane because that's her gimmick. She's going to be a 16-time Women's Champion by the end of the year. Versus Sasha Banks versus Bayley, obviously. Versus Nia Jax. I would add Nia Jax into matches. She's been okay in her feud with Sasha Banks. Also, she's very unique to the other women on the roster. She's like big powerhouse. The only person that really matches up with her is Tamina, and she's sort of out injured at the moment. Poised to make a return, but is still out injured. So I would have her as like some sort of wild card in this match. But it would sort of build like Charlotte retains via shenanigans. Maybe I don't know, shenanigans. Maybe Ric Flair comes back and distracts Bayley, and then roll up holding the tights or something. I don't know. But then Charlotte come out and Raw say, "I'm the best. I'm undefeated at pay-per-views. It's been one whole year since the Women's Championship has been crowned at WrestleMania, and besides a few slip-ups, I've been champion for the most of it. So I'm the best. Nose in the air. Ric Flair is my dad. Ha ha ha." But then maybe Bayley, Sasha, and Nia Jax come out saying, "You cheated, and we deserve matches." And then Steffi come out and say, "Mate, you've been cheating a lot lately. I don't know, over the past couple of months. I've been lenient on you. Not now. You are facing all three of them at WrestleMania." I know it's basically the whole story is like the authorities or people in charge sticking it to champions. But why not? Let's have some fun. And I know this is basically turning into WrestleMania 2000 with like multi-man matches. But there's so much talent and depth on the roster nowadays that I just can't see a way to get matches at WrestleMania and not include the likes of, like, you see that I forgot to put in John Cena, but like not include the likes of Luke Harper, Miz, Ziggler, Sami Zayn, who've worked their asses off all year and deserve to be on this card. Then of course there's the big guys like Taker, Dean Ambrose, Seth Rollins, Triple H, Orton, Goldberg, Lesnar. So it's hard to put like, say, okay, who do I want? The workhorses or the old timers? Because you want a big draw at WrestleMania, so you want the old timers, but you also want some good wrestling there, and to put on a good show, so you put on the workhorses. So I decided, why not? Let's do both. Haha. So as I said, the winner would be Bayley in that match, and she'd be the new women's champion, and confetti and wacky wavy inflatable tube peoples, because funny. Up next, I would have Triple H versus Seth frickin' Rollins. If Rollins is injured, I don't want him to be there. I will replace him with Shane McMahon. That's the fantasy booking, and Seth Rollins is sort of the real life thing. So maybe in the interview next week, Seth Rollins can say, "I'm going to be 100% for Mania. I want Triple H." And maybe they could do a thing like Seth Rollins destroys Triple H's house. Maybe he could attack the Road Dogg and Billy Gunn. Maybe he could, again, try not to turn Seth Rollins heel explicitly. Sort of have him as a tweener, but be more of a face against Triple H. Maybe like burn a D-Generation X t-shirts or destroy a sledgehammer. That will get Triple H angry. So Triple H could say, you got my ass at WrestleMania." That's my Triple H impression. It's really bad. I could do a better impression of JR. I'm not going to do it now, but I could do a better impression of JR. And the Triple H Shane thing I would do is that Triple H comes out on SmackDown and says he should run it. Maybe Shane and Dynamite come out and say, no dice, this is our show. We're the reason why it's the most popular show among the WWE Universe. Because I know Raw's getting the more ratings, but SmackDown is the more, you know, it's a more liked show out of the two. Maybe it's 2 hours, maybe because they give a lot of people chances. I don't know. But maybe Triple H could say something awesome, because Triple H is the master of promos at the moment. He could say something like, "You're WWE Champion Bray Wyatt, you're Women's Champion Becky Lynch, you're Intercontinental Champion, sorry, Alexa Bliss at the moment, but Bliss and Becky, your Intercontinental Champion Dean Ambrose, and your Tag Team Champions American Alpha, they're all from NXT, which I created. I created them, and I can take them away just as easy, because Triple H is pretty good at promos. I mean, he's no The Rock, but he's still awesome at them. And maybe Shane could finally agree to a match at WrestleMania where the winner gets control of SmackDown. And Daniel Bryan can make a no disqualification match just to give Shane a better chance. Because there's no way that Shane, at his age at the moment, could wrestle a 20-minute match with Triple H. There had to be, like, weapons or something involved. My opinion on Shane, he's awesome. Maybe he can jump off the Titantron, because he's a crazy bastard. But I would have either Seth Rollins or Shane McMahon win that match. I know Triple H shouldn't lose that often, but Seth Rollins, and if the Shane McMahon thing does come out, we don't want the Authority coming back. God, that was terrible. Up next is the WWE Championship match. Gosh, this is early in the card. But I wanted to set that within our final 5 matches, I wanted something to bridge the gap between the championship matches, and then something to bridge the gap between the semi-main and the main event. So we have a 3-string now of main event matches. It's Bray Wyatt, Randy Orton, and Luke Harper for the WWE Championship. As I said, and maybe next week on SmackDown, Luke Harper wins against AJ Styles and becomes the number 1 contender for the WWE Championship. And then Wyatt and Orton, who could be overseeing the match, maybe Bray Wyatt on his rocking chair and Orton just standing beside him, could then come down to the ring and beat the holy pudding out of Luke Harper. Then Orton could decree that, because of the Royal Rumble, he's adding himself into the match to make it a triple threat to help Bray Wyatt retain the championship, because him and Wyatt are a thing now, I guess. And then over the course of the next couple of weeks, Bray Wyatt is telling Orton to fight all of his matches. Maybe match against John Cena, AJ Styles, Dean Ambrose, Baron Corbin, Luke Harper, people like them. Orton has to wrestle his match on the night and Bray Wyatt's match. And Wyatt's reasoning for this is to save his energy so they can cripple Luke Harper at WrestleMania. And during this whole thing, Bray Wyatt is cutting awesome promo after awesome promo. I'm talking about like his promos, like Bray Wyatt's promos are awesome, but he just needs some direction on them. Maybe get him help. Maybe Paul Heyman can come over and help him with his promos and stop this whole riddling bullshit and help Bray become a master at his promos. He's already good in the ring, he's good at his promos, but when he becomes great at them, he's set for life. So maybe Bray could talk about like all these, compare his age of Wyatt, his WWE Championship run, to the likes of the old ancient empires, like the Greeks, the Romans, people like that. You know, get history in, but maybe Orton, on the final night before WrestleMania, could say to Wyatt, all those old champions, all those old regimes, all those old empires eventually fell, and RKO Bray Wyatt from out of nowhere. Orton's back on his own, and he's gunning for Wyatt and his championship. So at WrestleMania, I don't want Harper to look weak, so I'd have this match go a good 25 minutes. I don't want Bray becoming weak, because of course he's the champion. don't want Randy Orton to become weak because he's going to be a top guy on SmackDown for a good bit. And I don't want Luke Harper to look weak since I want to build him into the upper mid-card since he's good. He's really good. But ultimately, I would have Bray Wyatt win. And I wouldn't do so decisive. I'd have him pin Orton. But I wouldn't have Orton lay down. I'd have Harper maybe do the discus clothesline on Orton. Wyatt toss Harper out of the ring. And Wyatt's sister Abigail Orton for the win. Maybe that can build up for the next couple of months on SmackDown, Wyatt Orton. Since this is a good year-long build. Like, since the brand split, this has sort of been going down ever since Orton lost to Lesnar. Up next, the second match of this 3 main event thing. Is the Undertaker match. And his opponent is going to be, of course, as part of real life as it's looking, Roman Reigns. But I'd have Roman Reigns turn heel. This is a bold move on WWE's part because they're saying he's the future of the company. But look what turning heel did for Stone Cold Steve Austin with the Ringmaster. Look what it did to The Rock when he joined the Nation of Domination. Hell, look what it did to John Cena. He was heel for a bit, and the fans started to like him, and he became a face. Same thing with Triple H. All the biggest guys started off as bad guys, and the fans grew with them to become good. And people have been calling for a Roman Reigns heel turn for so long, and I think that would suit him down to the ground. Maybe not an explicit heel turn if WWE don't want to go that far, but maybe have him as an anti-hero, like Austin does, like waver between good and bad. I think that's going to be a good way to book Roman over this next year if they want to cement him as like the company's top star. Again, it might fall flat, but that's the way I would do this whole feud. There's Undertaker then costs Roman his match against Braun at Fastlane as revenge for the elimination at the Royal Rumble. And then the next time Roman comes out and challenges The Undertaker at WrestleMania, and he probably thinks that Undertaker wants something on the line, since last year on the line it was Shane McMahon leaving WWE. Look how that turned out. And maybe this year could be Roman saying he will not wrestle for the Universal Championship. Make it explicit, it's the Universal Championship for a whole year before he can wrestle for it again. So Undertaker accepts the challenge and Roman Reigns turns heel. We start his heel turn. He Superman punches and spears Undertaker. Taker revenge costs him with the match against the Mojo. You know, obviously they're going to be cheering Taker and booing Reigns. And I would have Roman Reigns beat up Sami Zayn and Seth Rollins to cement his heel turn. Because obviously Sami Zayn and Seth Rollins are much loved by the fans. And I would have Reigns attack them to get people really hating him. So when he faces The Undertaker, there's going to be like 80,000 strong booing the pudding out of Roman Reigns. So I'd have Undertaker win. Obviously, he has to win. And I wouldn't have him retire. I'd have John Cena versus Undertaker next year. And that would be his retirement match. But anyways, this is to follow on. The next night on Raw, Roman Reigns gets drafted to SmackDown and is replaced by John Cena. And then on that night, they plant the seeds for Cena Undertaker at 34 in New Orleans, I think it is. Yeah, I think it's in New Orleans. So up next, again, a bridge between the two big things and the other two main events. I have the Hall of Fame inductions, headlined by Kurt Angle. Oh, it's true. Also some other guys like Diamond Dallas Page and Teddy Long. And maybe Shaq there, maybe, I don't know. You also noticing that I did include Shaq versus Big Show on this. I would have that match cancelled. I don't think Big Show will be, at his age, will be able to wrestle someone like Shaq for like a 10-minute match. I'd have both of them, as last year, in the Andre the Giant Battle Royal. Maybe that could be like the big match moment thing in there. Up next was the Universal Championship match. I would have the Universal title go on after the WWE Championship, just to cement it as like a big belt, because it's sort of been taken as a joke at the moment. Like Kevin Owens not, like, his time reign has been good, but Jericho's list has been over more than his title, and that's worrying if you're trying to debut a new belt as the top belt on your brand. So I'd have the Universal title go on after the WWE title match, and I'd have 3 NXT superstars compete for it. Kevin Owens, the current champion, Samoa Joe, and Finn Balor. I know Finn Balor might not be able to be cleared for WrestleMania, but judging from what he did in a dark thing at NXT, where he helped out Nakamura against Bobby Roode and Andre Almas, he looks ready. Like, he did a sling blade and a shotgun dropkick. I know he might still be hurting a little bit, but I would have Balor in this match. If he's not cleared, it will just be then KO versus Joe. But if he is cleared, Finn Balor. Anyways, as the Finn Balor story goes, KO defeats Goldberg at Fastlane via shenanigans. I'll get to those shenanigans in the 2 matches' time, the main event. You probably guessed what it is already. Then Finn Balor comes out at Fastlane and attacks Kevin Owens, hits him with a shotgun dropkick and the coup de grace from the top rope. Would I have him in his demon form? No, I just have him in his normal Finn Balor stage thing. Next time, while he demands a match with Kevin Owens at Fastlane to exercise his rematch clause and reclaim the title he never lost. Then Samoa Joe welcomes him back with a muscle buster, and he demands Finn Balor's match because he bet Balor in his demon form at Fastlane. The only person to do that. He's the first two-time NXT champion, and he's joined up with Triple H. And Kevin Owens comes out and agrees, but he also puts Balor in the match to make Balor an example out of Finn and to run roughshod over the WWE. So Triple H is sort of like Owens and Joe's manager. They're sort of like a authority sort of thing. I wouldn't have them join up with Stephanie and Mick. That'd be the main thing. I just have them together so it'd be a 2-on-1 assault on Balor every single week. Every time Finn Balor comes out to do a match, he gets assaulted by Joe and Owens. Obviously, none to do with the arm because, you know, we don't want that flaring up before WrestleMania. Maybe the final Raw before WrestleMania. I wouldn't have in the finals. I'd have it second final segment. Triple H invites Balor down to the ring to invite him to join his faction. Balor does come down in his demon stage, and he runs roughshod over the ring, double missile drop kicks, double coup de grace, sling blade on Triple H. He just looks like a boss going into WrestleMania, and I would have Finn Balor retain his championship, and I would have Joe Balor as the main feud on Raw. And then to reconnect with the whole Jericho-Owens feud, I'd have Owens join the Zayn-Jericho feud, since I think that could be a bit interesting. Up next is the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, and to make this a bit more interesting, I would have the winner receive a World Championship match at their next pay-per-view. So if a Raw Superstar wins, they get a title match at Extreme Rules. If a SmackDown Superstar wins, he gets it at... Let me just think on top of my head. Oh yeah, it's Backlash after WrestleMania. So I'd have Rusev win. Then obviously in the draft next night, Rusev goes to SmackDown, and he'll join the whole, like, Wyatt Orton feud. Since Rusev, he's very charismatic, and he can be a very, very good addition to SmackDown. And it's obviously the Andre Giant Battle Royal. Up finally, the main event: Goldberg versus Brock Lesnar. And I would have this match no holds barred. Because think about it, Lesnar eliminated Goldberg from the Rumble and bet him in, like, what, 86 seconds? And then, at Fastlane, I would have Brock Lesnar cost Goldberg the match against Kevin Owens. Because he'll say, he could take to the mic maybe and say, "This isn't about championships. I just want to kick your ass at WrestleMania." And maybe Goldberg could then say to Lesnar, "You want to kick my ass? Okay. No holds barred. Do you accept?" And maybe Goldberg would say, "I cannot wait to kick your ass at WrestleMania." Final Raw, they both have matches. Goldberg against Big E to, New Day as well. Their numbers game, since he'll have to put up with that with Paul Heyman at ringside. And Brock Lesnar against Rusev. Because, again, a big, powerful lad. That's what Goldberg's going to be going up against. Now, they both win, but after Lesnar's match, Goldberg comes out and they get into a war. Like, chairs, kendo sticks, the whole thing, the entire locker room, faces and heels, referees, management, security guards, everyone has to come out and separate them. Because, let's build up, there is tension there. That in the match, I would allow blading. For this one night, I would have a return to blading, because this match is going to be crazy. Again, it's hard because this is the main event, but I don't think Goldberg and Lesnar will be able to put on like a 20-minute match that's used to close out WrestleMania. So I would have it a lot more violent than previous main events. Like, I would have chairs, kendo sticks, barbed wire, thumbtacks, sledgehammers, baseball bats, tables, ladders, everything thrown into this match. I know Goldberg and Lesnar might not want to play ball, but I would force them to if I was Mr. McMahon, and I'd have Lesnar win. Just to get his credibility back, and to have Lesnar as the top guy again, since Goldberg is not going to be there for a long time. And next year, I would have Goldberg headline the Hall of Fame. And, after that, I would have Lesnar challenge Balor, or whoever the Universal Champion is, at SummerSlam. And that's where we end this booking for WrestleMania. Now, how I would book after WrestleMania, how I would book the draft, is a whole different ball game that we'll get into probably later. Also, in the future, me and Tim are going to be doing a review, maybe a quick 5-minute review, for every single WrestleMania, from WrestleMania 1 to 32. And now, for me personally, I might throw in a couple of takeovers there, maybe takeover at Dallas, but every single Mania is going to have a quick 5-minute review from me and Tim. So, hope you guys enjoyed. Leave a like if you did, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you later. Take care.